Good afternoon. I'm Mayor Ted Betancourt, and I'm so happy to have you all here today. And I welcome all of you to beautiful East End Veterans Memorial Park. This park was built a few years ago. It was an old tannery site that we were able to clean up, and it's a beautiful place for people to come together and congregate. We've had concerts here and a whole number of city events, which has been terrific. I want to welcome our Congressman, Seth Moulton, who we'll be bringing up here shortly. Wonderful to see you, Congressman. I also wanted to, yes. I also wanted to welcome EPA New England Regional Administrator David Cash. Welcome today. Nice to have you here. Our outstanding legislative team, who's time and time again there for the City of Peabody, our State Senator Joan Lovely. Thank you, Senator. Our State Representative Tom Walsh. Thank you. And our State Representative Sally Currens. Thank you, Sally. I also wanted to recognize from our City Council, Julie Daigle, our Ward 4 City Councilor. Thank you, Julie. And I also wanted to make special mention today of the person who's been doing a great deal of work for a number of years now on this Riverwalk concept and this idea. And I wanted to thank Brendan Callahan. Brendan's from our Community Development Office. So today's announcement marks a major milestone in our effort to realize what's really been a city dream for decades. It's the Riverwalk project. It's a project behind us, starting kind of right at this corner here behind the park, running towards Salem. And it's been talked about for decades, something that will really bring us to the next level, I think, in our downtown. We are in the final design phase for this project. The Riverwalk includes the creation of a 1,600-foot-long shared-use path running along the south bank of the North River. The proposed Riverwalk will dramatically transform the North Corridor and is the catalyst of the city's ongoing downtown revitalization efforts to spur investment and economic opportunities within this corridor. The Riverwalk will accommodate flood storage, cleanup of several brownfield sites, and enhance the overall health of the North River, thus creating a uniquely energized urban greenway experience in downtown Peabody. This is exciting for me on a personal level, exciting for this downtown area. I could speak for a great deal on this topic and what this means to us, but I'm very thankful to our Congressman for his belief in our city, for his belief in this project, and I'm just so thankful to have him working on our behalf. And I wanted to ask our Congressman Seth Moulton to come up and say some words. Congressman. Thank you.
Mayor, thank you very much. Yeah, we should get the whole delegation up here. Rick is right. There we go. You know, at Washington and in our State House, we debate funding bills with massive amounts of money. I mean, how do you even wrap your head around billions or even trillions of dollars? But this is where it matters. This is where it counts. When you see a project like this that's going to dramatically improve the everyday lives of the people in this neighborhood, of the people who use this park, who can in the future use the Riverwalk with their families. And Mayor Betancourt said that he could talk for hours about what this would mean to him personally. I won't talk for hours, but I will say what it will mean to me personally. I live just over the line in Salem, and I want to be able to take my two little girls and walk down the bike path all the way into downtown Peabody and go out for lunch. And we can't do that right now. Last year, last summer, Mayor and Tom and some others, we all walked down this path, and I was glad I was there because I want to remember what it looked like before this project is complete. Because when this project is complete, it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be transformative, and it's going to make a difference in the lives of families like my own, who right now don't have the ability to just take a bike or a walk into downtown Peabody. It's going to be great for this city, but most importantly, it's going to be great for our people. So I'm excited to support this project. We still have more work to do, but thanks to the vision of Mayor Betancourt and his team in the City of Peabody, there's a bright future ahead. Thank you. That's it. Okay, so next we're going to hear from David Cashman, who is the regional EPA administrator. This is another one of those things. We all have heard of the Environmental Protection Agency, and we read about their work, sometimes controversial, all over the United States. We're very lucky to have a great regional administrator who, again, just makes things happen on the ground. Peabody has a very proud history as a tannery city, but that also left a legacy of contamination in Peabody's soil. The EPA is here to fix that, to ensure that we have a bright future, and David Cashman is going to make it happen.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you so much, Congressman, and thank you, Mayor, for hosting this event here today. It's fantastic to be up here with all of you phenomenal representatives who have led from the State House and community leaders who have led the kind of cleanups that I love the way you said it, Congressman, dramatically improve the everyday lives. That's what we're about. That's what we're about at EPA. So important, and it's a pleasure to be following you, Congressman. The last time we shared a stage together, I was at UMass Boston. I was the dean of the McCormick Graduate School of Policy, and the Congressman had been invited to give the graduation speech. And of course, as you all know, because he's your congressman, was incredibly inspiring to the students as he talks about integrity and dedication to public service, which of course he has demonstrated in his career. So thank you very much for your leadership. It's also, he was talking about when Congress decides about spending money, and I think our delegation in New England and in Massachusetts here with Senator Warren and Senator Markey and with the congressman have absolutely led on the development of things like the bipartisan infrastructure law and the most recent Inflation Reduction Act, which is investing billions and billions of dollars to dramatically improve the everyday lives of people in our communities. And so thank you very much for that and all the work that Congress has been doing here. I also want to thank EPA staff that's here. Dave Deegan from our public affairs team, thank you very much. And I also want to give a shout out. I saw him earlier, Alan Peterson. Alan has been on the Brownfields team for many, many years and has worked at EPA for 3 decades and is about to retire. And if we think about the kind of public servants who always have in mind, where are children going to play? Where can families bike so they can enjoy their communities? How can I, as a public servant, federal public servant, make sure that tax dollars are paid in a way that really advances the interests and desires of the community? Alan, you've done a phenomenal job working for EPA. Thank you so much. So let's talk about some of these dollars. A record $250 million is going to be invested in New England $250 million across the country in over 200 communities that came from the bipartisan infrastructure law. EPA is going to be investing in New England $51 million of that 250. So if you do the math quickly, New England is accounting for 20 to 25% of the investment we're making nationwide. And that's partly because we have a lot of old infrastructure here, a lot of old tanneries, but it's mostly because the partnerships between EPA, state, local government, and community groups have put the best proposals forward. The proposals that show that the federal government is going to be investing and get a big bang for the buck. In fact, we often think about win-win situations. The Brownfield program is about win-win-win-win-win situations. These investments clean up a polluted site. They provide a parcel for redevelopment, whether it's industrial, commercial, or residential. They remove a public safety hazard. They leverage federal funding that catalyzes state, local, and private sector funding. I've seen some studies of individual brownfield programs where the investment return was 1 to 500. That is incredible. $1 of our federal tax dollars brings in 500 of private municipal investment. It's just incredible. So this one in particular, as we've heard from the mayor, is going to make this amenity so much better in terms of connecting communities, providing outdoor space, providing recreational opportunities for for families. And I am very excited. At the end of this, we're going to take out our big check, and it is a big check because the announcement today is $650,000 to help clean up the site and build the Riverway. And let me just close on a final win. I was at a Brownfield conference a couple of months ago, and I gave my win-win-win spiel. And then the former mayor of Lawrence, Mayor Rivera, stood up and he said, with all due respect, yes, I agree with all your wins, but there's one win that I care about. And he described how, imagine, and I didn't see this site before, but imagine what a family or kids who walked by a contaminated site that has a fence up and caution banners, imagine how that kid feels about their community and about themselves. I live in a community that allows this to happen. What's my value? What's my worth? And now imagine that same kid walking by this park and is like, Mom or Dad, I want to play here. What are they thinking? They're thinking, I've got a community who the leaders in this community are providing this kind of stuff. Imagine what that does to that kid. That is the win that we're all collectively working for. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. So thrilled to be here, and thank you, EPA Administrator Cash, for bringing this really much needed support to be able to clean up another contaminated site. We have many of those here between Salem and Peabody because of the work that was done a century ago, but thankfully we're here cleaning them up so they're safe and they provide such a wonderful resource. Mayor, I can't wait to see the Riverwalk. I'd love to see a whole bunch of renovating and revitalizing some of these structures down here along the Riverwalk, especially into housing, since we all need housing. I want to say thank you to the mayor, to the city council, to my colleagues who are wonderful to work with every day, and Congressman Moulton, I just want to say thank you for your strong partnership, everything that you do for your district to be able to, again, provide these resources. You make it a priority. I'm so proud to work with you. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. It's a great day in Peabody. Thank you. Representative Walsh.
Good afternoon, everybody. There you go. I too just, I don't want to take a lot of time, but I cannot thank Congressman Moulton enough, David Cashman, everybody from the EPA for recognizing what we have in Peabody and what your efforts will do to assist the mayor and the council and everybody in really enhancing what we already have here in the city. I would be remiss if I didn't really talk about, some people think the federal government's up here somewhere and state government's over here and that somehow we don't work as a single unit. But there are times that we do. And this is one of the greatest examples of it. If you look at what's happened here over the last few years, this is really a combination of a vision of local officials, Brendan's team, Kurt, everybody at Community Development who really recognized that we have great potential in these parks and these small areas of open space. And then, the mayor and his team, everybody gets together, everybody recognizes there's an application process, there's all kinds of work that has to be done to get to the point where they say, you know what? Peabody has a vision and we're going to invest in it. And it's a way for people to see that, they look at the federal government, what is it, or the state government or local government. This is where your dollars are being spent. And it's a way to enhance the quality of life for every resident in the city of Peabody. So again, I thank you for all your efforts. I look forward to this continuing project because this isn't going to happen overnight, but we will progress and we'll probably be back, Brendan, I would think, asking for more money down the road, but you'll see what we do with this and you'll want to invest more here. But thank you. Representative Kearns.
I'm the cleanup batter. It's fine. I'm used to it. And anytime I come to Peabody, it's for something being announced that's positive, that's visionary, and that will benefit the whole community. So thank you, Mayor Betancourt, for the invitation. I represent West Peabody, but the entire city, the entire region Danvers, where I live, all of us who live within a certain proximity to contaminated sites, and we all had tanneries. This is a very promising and exciting day. I just want to, again, thank the congressman. You know, it's one thing to vote for big budgets, and I want to applaud Joe Biden for his leadership on the bipartisan infrastructure bill and on the the Inflation Reduction Act as well. But once the money has been appropriated, someone has to pry it loose. Someone has to work with the city partners, with the federal agencies, and that is exactly what Congressman Moulton has done here with this project, and it's very exciting. So thank you very much, and I look forward to coming for a walk along the river. Thank you.
So I want to thank all of our speakers today. This is a very big moment for the city of Peabody. As Congressman mentioned about the vision of him walking his daughters down the North River corridor here, our Riverwalk, it made me think of, and I was looking out at the building across from us. The building behind Central Bakery is the travel leather site. That is the last operating leather factory in the city of Peabody. And there's plans to close that operation and build a beautiful residential development here, and I can just imagine families doing the very same thing that the congressman mentioned. It'll be a wonderful area. I feel like very optimistic about where we are and the improvements that are going to be coming. And this Riverwalk project, the investment that's being made today, is going to be make a huge difference for all of us and really take that next big step for us as we move forward with this. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank our congressmen. I want to thank our state legislators. And I want to thank Mr. Cash for being here from EPA. As Senator Lovely said, this is a great day for Peabody. So thank you for being here. All right. Leave a check. All right. Congratulations.